Hi my loves, welcome to your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. It's another one from Bali. So again, any noises, any sounds, bear with me. This is what we get for doing the cosmic weather reports from such a beautiful place. It's also absolutely boiling hot here. I was in a yoga class yesterday morning and the little temperature thing said 95 degrees and it's now the middle of the afternoon, so it's hot. So I'm going to try my best to get through this without melting. But yeah, we've got a really exciting week ahead. This week's going to be now a big continuation of the Aries new moon total solar eclipse. This is where we start to really move forwards into the new beginnings, and we've got an awful lot of planetary activity really supporting us now to do things differently, to move forwards in a different way. This begins on Monday with the first quarter moon in Cancer. On the same day, we also get Mercury conjunct Chiron. Now, the first quarter moon is always that part of the lunar cycle where we start to take action towards what we want. It's the part of the lunar cycle where things start to come together, synchronicities start to happen, the signs start to appear, the way forward starts to appear. And with this first quarter moon being in Cancer, it feels really potent to me that we're being asked now to move forwards from our deep inner knowing, from our intuition. So rather than from our mind, we're being asked to move forwards from a deeper place, from a kind of intuitive place. And this is really backed up by the fact that Mercury is meeting Chiron. Now, Mercury is obviously the mind. It's how we think, it's how we process things, it's how we organize things in our mind. And as Mercury meets the wounded healer, Chiron, who, if you remember, was very active with that Aries new moon solar eclipse, this is going to help us to really identify self-sabotages, so to identify where our mind actually gets in our way and tells us, oh, you perhaps don't do that, or oh, that might not work out, or all these big scary things could happen, or oh, this is all the ways it might go wrong. And so it's showing us, it's helping us to really find a new sense of understanding of ourselves from our deep inner knowing. So this first quarter moon in Cancer is like, take action, but take action on what's in here, what's a deep knowing, what's an intuitive nudge, what have your emotions been showing you, what have your emotions been guiding you towards, so rather than jumping into the logical mind. Now, with Mercury also meeting Chiron, there will be that opportunity for very deep self-understanding, as I mentioned, not only of our sabotages and how we get in our own way, but perhaps why we've been through what we've been through, how it's brought us to this place with the knowing and awareness and understanding that we've got, and how we can now take that and alchemize that and move forwards with that. So it might be a really wonderful time to just look at all the hard times in your life, but what they've taught you and how you can now move forwards from a place of deeper self-understanding and self-knowing and self-awareness to do things differently as we move forwards. With Mercury meeting Chiron, this also might be a very beautiful chance on this first quarter moon to have any deeper, meaningful conversations that you need to have, where you need to express yourself. And this is going to continue into the week. This is the energy that will kind of ripple through the week until we get to Friday, when Mercury then meets Venus. Now, as Mercury meets Venus, all this kind of self-understanding that we've been through at the start of the week is going to really begin to solidify itself. And with Mercury meeting Venus, there's going to be a much deeper understanding of your values, your truth, and a much deeper ability to be able to communicate your needs, your desires, to ask for what you want, to set boundaries around what you will and won't accept anymore, based upon this new self-understanding of how you now want to begin to move forwards differently in your life. So there's going to be this really beautiful opportunity to communicate your needs in a much deeper way. And on this same day, we have a beautiful day on Friday, we also get Mars sextiling Jupiter, and the sun moves into Taurus. We move into Taurus season. Now, as Mars meets Jupiter, there's going to be this huge desire for expansion, a big desire to become more of yourself, to be like, do you know what, I can be more, I can do more, I can have more. Remember, you've identified your self-sabotages and limiting beliefs at the beginning of the week, so now is the time to really want to begin to expand beyond them, to be like, I know if I just didn't always listen to that little doubt in my mind, that I could do so much more in life and give so much more and offer so much more and be so much more. And so there's going to be this really big motivation, desire to expand into more of yourself, especially with Mercury meeting Venus. There's going to be this really big sense of self, of this is who I'm growing into, especially after those eclipses, that big eclipse portal. This is who I am. This is who I am. This is who I am. There's going to be such a desire to just expand into more of you. Do you know what? This is who I am. This is what you get. I'm wonderful just as I am. And this need to show up in that, but also to communicate that, to set boundaries around that, to really know what your values are, what motivates you, what drives you, how you want to move through life going forward. So this is going to be such a powerful day for that really big self-discovery and that communication around this is who I am. Now, with us moving into Taurus season on this same day, Taurus season, especially after all of that big Aries energy that we've had with the solar eclipse and everything, Taurus season gives us the opportunity to begin to ground. It's a beautiful season for self-care, for coming back to self, what nourishes me, what nurtures me, what makes me feel the most like myself. When do I feel the most like myself? What am I doing, and how can I do more of that? And really beginning to bring dreams down into reality. So again, this deep understanding of what it is that you want, what it is that you truly deeply desire, and beginning to really bring and ground that down. So I'd love you to maybe around Friday begin some very deep self-care practices, especially if at the start of the week you did identify a lot of sabotages, a lot of limiting beliefs. So that might be that you spend a lot more time around affirmations, around journaling, around really getting to know yourself on a much deeper level, and committing to taking care of yourself in the very best way, so that you can then give more of yourself to the world in the way that you're being called to expand into as Mars meets Jupiter. Now Saturday, Mars then meets Uranus. So we've started to feel into, this is who I am, this is how I'm ready to expand, this is what I'm ready to grow into. And then as Mars sextiles Uranus, there's going to be this big break for freedom, this big desire then to break out of old patterns, break out of old limitations, break out of the things that have held you down and held you back. This is the best time to make change. This weekend is the best time to make change, especially because the day after, and I'll talk about that more in a moment, but we get the big Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. So the energy over the whole weekend actually is really blending powerfully in together. So I might talk about it as a whole, because that'll make a lot more sense. So Saturday we get Mars sextile Uranus. Then Sunday, we get the Sun squaring Pluto, we get Venus meeting Chiron, and we get the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. So the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is going to be huge. It only happens around every 13 to 14 years, and it's going to be this huge break for liberation and for freedom. Everything happening over the weekend is all saying the same. So first we've got that Mars meeting Uranus, which is going to bring the motivation, the drive, the desire, the willpower to just free yourself, to break free. This is, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, sorry, the information is just coming in thick and fast today with this big powerful energy that we've got. This is the best time to create change, because the chances are that you're going to go through with the change. You're going to feel so motivated to do it. You're going to really be able to feel what's held you down and held you back for so long, especially as the Sun squares Pluto on Sunday. And rather than that feeling like a heavy and depressing thing, which it might have done over the past few weeks as we've been through that eclipse portal, there might have been a real knowing of what holds you down and holds you back, but a sense perhaps with that of like not knowing how to break free of it, not knowing what to do about it. But now over this weekend, there's going to be just a huge, almost like blasting it all open, this big need for change, desire for change, motivation for change, and knowing that you have to make the change. It's not even something to think about anymore, it's something that you have to do. It's rising from so deep within you. This is now time to break out of those patterns, break out of the limitations, break out of habits. It's time to really create a new normal for you. So whatever your normal has been, especially if it's been more, these things never happen for me, that would never happen for me, I can't do that, I can't make that happen, it's okay for them because they've got that, it's all right for her because she's got that, and we kept ourselves more stuck in that. There's going to be this big blasting up, and to create a new normal for you, a new baseline for you, new expectations for you, a new way of living, a new way of being. So if I can give you any advice over next weekend and into the following week, do something different next weekend. Drive a new route to somewhere that you always go. Create a new habit. If you always do something straight away first thing in the morning, do something else instead. If you've always done something a certain way but it hasn't been working for you, try doing it in a different way. Just try changing a thought, changing something you say, changing a reaction. This is going to be such a powerful time to change our reactions. You know, when those things happen, we automatically knee-jerk into old things, old stuff, and that makes us go. We're going to get the chance to really see those reactions and go, whoa, why do I always behave like that? What's beneath that? And as Venus meets Chiron on Sunday, we're going to really be able to see what's beneath our reactions, our knee jerks, the things we go straight into, the doubts we go straight into, the fears we go straight into. We're going to be able to go a bit deeper and go, wow, why did I just react like that? Where is that coming from? What did that bring up in me? And we're going to be able to really, really see, as the Sun squares Pluto on the same day, what it is that's always held us back, what it is that's always kept us small, those reactions that have us going, that keep us in those repetitive cycles and doing the same things over and over again, and the same behaviors, and then we get the same things happening to us over and over again. So it becomes almost a self-fulfilling prophecy where we're like, see, these things always happen to me. It's because we're reacting in the same way over and over and over again. So we're going to get the chance to really break patterns, break cycles, liberate and free ourselves from those old beliefs and those old structures and those old foundations and everything that's held us back, to create this new normal, this new reality. This is where the new reality gets created. And with that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that, like I say, only happens every 13-14 years, this is working with the energy of the eclipse so powerfully, and it's here then at this conjunction that we then blast into those new beginnings. This is a spiritual upgrade, a spiritual evolution. This is a time step of your soul, where your soul is going to step you onto a new timeline, into a new future, into a new destiny, into a new purpose. This is going to be where everything that we went through at the eclipses makes a bit more sense, when suddenly our souls are like, they're there, our soul purpose is going to be there. This is going to be an evolutionary, transformational moment of soul growth and really truly stepping onto your pathway. I'm about to run out of time on this, so should we do a workshop around the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, like what we did with the light codes, and do some kind of soul purpose activation or soul awakening activation, or something that will really help us to step into these energies, because these energies are going to then create the next few years, the next portal, the next cycle. They're going to work really strongly with the Scorpio full moon that's coming up as well, to really help us to expand and evolve into this new timeline, this new beginning, this new energy, this new life that we've been waiting for. This is like the timeline hop, where we like step back into where it is that our souls have wanted us to be, and everything that we've been moving towards over the eclipse portal. So this is going to be a huge, powerful weekend with so much opportunity to really begin to remember who you are and discover more of yourself, and to step into a brand new beginning. So let me know about a workshop. Otherwise, as I said, just do something a bit out of the ordinary next weekend. Just do something. It's the best time to initiate change, to really decide, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of always living like this, always behaving like this, always acting like this, always putting up with this. I'm making a change. I'm going to free and liberate myself to be more of who my soul came here to be. And these are the changes I'm going to make. And then just watch what happens. It's going to be such a powerful, powerful weekend. I'm sending you so much love, my darlings. I really, really am. We are in for such a big, big, big week. I'll be there with you every step of the way, as always. And if you haven't seen already, the doors to the Goddess Path Mystery School are now open. If you want to walk alongside me and a coven of sisters for an entire year, where we're going to go deep into the feminine mysteries, into womb wisdom, into really working with the goddesses, the divine feminine, Shakti. There's going to be ceremonies and activations and rituals and everything. So if this calls to you, link is in my bio or on my website. And otherwise, have a beautiful, magical week. Let's create a new world. Here's to new beginnings and stepping into all of who we came here to be. So much love, my darlings.